sorry. So obviously you can tell I saw The Day of the Doctor. Now if you've been reading my Twitter this morning, today, whatever, you would know that I saw it at the cinemas. Yay! I don't know. I don't know what, I'm trying to figure out what's the major difference between seeing it in the cinemas and seeing it at home. I think the major difference is that you're in an audience with a bunch of different Whovians. Is that how you say it? Whovians? And they're all cheering and clapping and screaming. It's like, ah, my family, I'm at home with you. I think I almost said that. Anyway, so I went in. It was in 3D, so that was really awesome. Okay, I'm gonna do everything out of the ordinary. Oh, I should admit there will be spoilers. A lot of spoilers because I did see it this morning and it is now 3 o'clock. So, sorry. I'm so excited. I can't wait for it tonight because it airs at like 7:30 tonight on ABC One. And then I get to rewatch it again, so it's going to be super awesome. And then Adventure Time in Space is going to air and I'm going to be like, ah! Fangirl moments. I should really calm down, shouldn't I? Calm. I can't be calm because this is super awesome. Okay, so like I said, there will be spoilers. And I'm sorry for all the spoilers, but there will be massive spoilers. Okay, sorry, it's so goddamn hot in my room. Okay, so I saw it and I thought I'd be going alone. Now, when I think of Doctor Who in Australia, I don't think of many Doctor Who fans. I think, okay, there might be a handful here and there. There mostly might be in Sydney because that's where everything Doctor Who is in Australia. There might be a few over there and a few over here. But when I got to the cinemas, the whole bloody thing was full. There was not one seat spare. And this was the first session of the day, don't forget. There was 3 sessions. There's 11 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. That's your 3 sessions for the next 2 days. If you're in where I live. It might be different to every cinema. Okay, and my session I went to was the 11 o'clock one. And I couldn't believe how packed it was. There's people wearing Doctor Who shirts that said Doctor Who Symphonic whatever, or I love with 2 hearts, the Doctor, or keep calm and Doctor on, or keep calm and cross out silence, whatever. You know, all those things. And I was like, that is really cool. Here is Queensland getting into the spirit of Doctor Who, and it's like, ah, amazing. Anyway, so I should really calm down, shouldn't I? And okay, normally when I go to a cinema, it's never packed. It's always, oh, there's a few thousand seats left over. But this, I couldn't believe how packed it was, and I am so proud to be a Whovian. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm so bad at pronouncing things, aren't I? Sorry. And I was like, I am proud to be part of this community. I don't know what to say, but part of this phenomenon, because Doctor Who is amazing, and it's like, oh, and I'm so proud to be part of it. Even though I haven't been watching it for that long, I'm proud of it. Anyway, so the movie started, everyone started cheering, and technically the movie hadn't started. It was all the commercials, you know, the ads, trailers, and all the boring stuff, products selling, that whatever's selling, and then whatever else, and everyone started cheering. I don't know why. It's like, ah! And it's like, but that's an ad about pool stuff and how to clean your pool, and you're cheering? Okay. And then we had 2 trailers. One for The Hobbit. Sorry. And everyone was like, yeah, The Hobbit! Whoop, whoop, whoop! I was like, this is The Hobbit. Shouldn't we be cheering for Doctor Who? But same thing, right? I still love The Hobbit too. And then there was another trailer which was really boring. No one cared about that one. Then there was a few other things. And then, the Doctor came on. And it was really funny because, you know, they did like a sort of behind the scenes sort of thing. Sort of. Snippet of it. And this lady goes, and cue the Doctor! And the Doctor doesn't come. And the guy's like, you need to cue him. He needs to be on screen now. So he's like, I've just cued him, okay? And so the Doctor's like, oh, hello! And he's speaking to a white screen, and he's like, oh, there's no one here. And so he turns around and goes, hello, everybody! And does his whole timey-wimey intro, and it's really cool. Oh, before all that, Strax comes in. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So before the Doctor does his thing, Strax is teaching us cinema etiquette, and I was like, dude, if you were actually here, I would be like, yay for Strax. Strax did the whole thing where it's like, don't put your phone on because you'll get whatever by whatever by those potato people. I don't know their names, I'm really bad. Sorry. All I know is that there's Strax and he gets called Potato Head. You know, I don't pay attention that much. And then he does a whole no recording thing and he goes off at that person. And then he goes, there's one human delicacy that we really like, and that's the chewing of these corn things and that popping in mouth. And so he eats a popcorn and goes, ah! And it's so cool. And so that was the intro to the cinema. It's really cool. And Strax also did the whole Zygons, because Zygons is in the movie. And he goes, look at the person sitting next to you. Close your eye like that and look at them. Now, if their eyes seem to be black, they are Zygons. But there's no need to panic, because then that would just cause the whole cinema people to go and panic. And so we're wearing 3D glasses and we're doing this and we're looking at each other and people are like, you're a Zygon! You're a Zygon! You're a Zygon! And it's just like, yeah. And then the doctor does his thing. And so we're all cheering for Matt Smith because we love him. And then something happens and it changes into David Tennant. I should say, he changes into David Tennant. And my god, this cinema was in an uproar. It was like, sorry, I should calm down. And David's only like, oh, this is in 3D, so watch out for the chin. And obviously he's referring to the 11th Doctor, because apparently he has a big chin, but I didn't notice. And then it switches back to Matt, and we're cheering again. And so he does his little thing again, and then it splits into both Doctors, and the whole cinema is an uproar. You saw it. If this was a concert, you would see us go mental. It was pretty fun. And so they're like, oh, put your 3D glasses on, and so we do. Sorry, it's so hot in here. And so when I'm trying not to spoil it too much, because obviously I do spoil things, and especially this because I'm super excited. Anyway, this, I don't know, would you call it a telling movie? Or would you call it a movie? Anyway, this movie explains a few things, but also leaves things out of the picture. Quite literally. Okay, so you know how in the last season, we got told that the Doctor has a real name. Now, we never got told that. I was really disappointed. I was like, even though I don't want to know his name, I want to know his name. Why can't we know his name? But, you know, don't tell us, just give us little hints. And so we were just like, I just want his name, but then I don't want his name. Because it actually came close. They're like, Doctor, the name that you chose is a name. And they start saying, oh, I chose this name because it represented courage, because it proved that I wasn't a coward, because of this and that. And they were like, so close to saying his name. And then they just didn't say it at all. It's like, oh, why have us on our edge of the seats? All Doctors were in it. Well, not technically, but they were. Sorry. Okay. So by what I mean is not technically all Doctors were in it. It's just they use archive footage. Really good archive footage. But I was really disappointed because at the end they have all 12. No, scratch that. All 11. They haven't got Peter Capaldi Doctor in yet. So they had all 11 Doctors. And all 11 Doctors were there. But I was kind of confused on why Tom Baker was black. Yeah, no, I mean it. All the Doctors, and then there's Tom Baker who stands out and he's got like black skin. He's like, why do you have black skin? I'm pretty sure you're not black, but okay. And they give us hints. Oh, they give us hints. And so they're trying to say, you know how the Doctor talks about the time warp? I'm so all over the place. Sorry, I'm so excited. Sorry. And you know how the Doctor talks about the time warp? Well, this one's about the time warp. Okay, so it's all Doctors trying to save the time warp. Well, actually, 3 Doctors trying to save it. But they talk as if all 11 are. Actually, all 13. Because they say there's 13 Doctors, and they even show Peter's Capaldi's eyes, and like from up here to there. Yeah, they show like that much of him. And it's like, and everyone's shaking going, show us. But they won't show us what he looks like because apparently they haven't got his costume or whatever. which is a bit of downfall because I would have loved to see one of his wearers. And my friend who was sitting next to me was like, who is he? Who is he? Who is he? I'm like, he's the doctor. And she's like, I know that, but who is he? I'm like, he's Peter Capaldi. And she's like, who is he? Who's that? I'm like, I don't know either, but he's some guy from the UK who's going to be the 12th Doctor. And she's like, okay. Sorry. So, if you didn't watch the prequel with Paul McCann in it, how it explains how he became the War Doctor, then you're kind of missing out on a whole lot. Now, I only watched the prequel this morning, probably about 2 hours before I went to the cinemas, and I didn't get it. I was like, oh my god, this is super exciting, but when I saw it at the cinemas, it was like, what the hell? What? So, he's the Doctor, but he's looking for the Doctor, but something happens, and then he's not the Doctor anymore. But he is the Doctor, because, yeah, can I just say, there's a really sucky part of the movie. I liked the movie, I did, but it felt fan-made. It felt like us fans had made the movie. Like, I was super excited to see all the Doctors. I was super excited to see Billy again. I was super excited for David, and I was super excited to have the 50th be amazing. We got Billy. Amazing, sure. But she wasn't a companion. She played Bad Wolf. And all she did was talk to John Hurt, which is the War Doctor. And it's just like, okay, dude, I love you. I really do, Billy. I really love you. In a fan way, not in a creepy way. But I wanted your character to have more fun. I mean, Clara got more screen time than you did. And she was only in like several scenes. And all you did was talk to the War Doctor saying, this is what your future would look like. That's not supposed to happen. It's like, dear Doctor Who writers, put Billy into more scenes. You did something with Clara, why didn't you do something with Rose? Whatever. Whatever. So time went on, and they actually didn't blow up Gallifrey, which is going to be really confusing if you don't watch this movie. And you watch my spoilers, this is really weird. And so they didn't blow up Gallifrey, but Gallifrey, not Gallifrey, sorry. So that means when you watch next season, which is not the Christmas episode, but the one after it, with that Peter guy, yeah. So when you watch that, it's going to be like, he gets to go to Gallifrey! What? Isn't that blowing up? Technically, they didn't blow up because there was all three Doctors. There was 10, 11, and War Doctor. Those three moved to Gallifrey, the Daleks killed themselves. So that means Peter Capaldi's Doctor gets to roam looking for Gallifrey. And, okay, so when they're trying to move Gallifrey, they talk to the heads of Time Lords, these people with the red robe, and they're like, they actually don't like Time Lords. Yeah, the head of Time Lords don't like 10, 11, and War Doctor. Actually, they find them very annoying and don't understand why they're still alive. But, okay! Yeah. And so they're like, all 13 Doctors are here. We're going to help you save this and that. And so they have archive footage of the first 11 Doctors. And so they showed Peter's eyes, but they do not show the 13th. I mean, it would have been nice if you just showed the eyes, like you did with Peter's, or you showed the hands. Like, it didn't have to be anything fancy. You showed shoes. Maybe. So they showed all 12 Doctors. I was really disappointed when they didn't show 13, because when they said all 13 Doctors, everyone in the audience was like, ah! 13 Doctors! Oh my god, we get to see the 13th Doctor! Oh my god, yes, 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 yes! Yeah, we didn't, it was disappointing. And so it's really awesome and really cool. I'm going to do plot summary. Sorry. I should really keep this more organized, but Doctor Who's too exciting not to talk about. Okay, so the plot summary is in 2013, something terrible is awakening in London's National Gallery in 1562. A murderous plot is afoot in Elizabethan England, and somewhere in space, an ancient battle reaches a devastating conclusion. And the Doctor actually marries Queen Elizabeth I, but he never goes back to her. Now we know why he hates Queen, or we know why the first Queen hated the Doctor. But I wasn't sure if I was disappointed or not with Queen Elizabeth I, because I read a review, I read somewhere that apparently she was played as a love girl who just cared about love and didn't care about ruling the country. Now, I don't know much about royal history. I don't know much about history, to be honest. But last time I checked, she cared more about ruling the world, the throne, whatever, than love. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm not good with history, and I will be honest with that. So Doctor Who's the closest thing I will get to paying attention in history. Anyway, so the writers in Doctor Who made Queen Elizabeth feel like a lovesick puppy, also while she's trying to be a strong, independent woman. So it kind of was like, I love you, Doctor, but I'm a strong woman. So it didn't make sense where she was like, oh yeah, I don't need no man, but then I also need a man to look after me. Okay, whatever. So let's see. The cast list is obviously the main ones. You've got Matt Smith, David Tennant, Christopher Eccleston, archive footage, John Hurt, Paul McCann, Sylvester McCoy, Colin Baker, Peter Davison, as archive footage, John Petrie, Patrick Troughton, William Hartnell as archive footage. Tom Baker makes a special appearance. So not only is he just archive footage, but he comes in and they call him the curator, an old man called the curator. Would have been nice. And when we saw Tom Baker enter the scene, everyone's like, ah, we love you! Yeah. Well, we do. Well, some of us love you more than others. But, you know. So that was pretty nice. And he talked about Gallifrey, and he talked about the picture that was really important to do with the storyline. Yeah. You've got Jenna Coleman as Clara. Billie Piper, on this website I'm looking at, which is IMDb, it casts her as Rose. Now, no one ever called her Rose in this. They called her Bad Wolf. Okay. You've got Tristan Bent, is it? Who played Tom, which is kind of like one of the guys who moves the picture, which is really cool. Gemma Redgrave is Cat Stewart, who could turn into a Zygon, who then was like the head of intelligence. And technically, I was told, you know, I haven't seen that many Doctor Who episodes, but from what I understood, UNIT is supposed to hate the Doctor, but the Doctor's working for UNIT. Sorry, like I said, I haven't seen that many episodes, so please, don't hate me. Okay, you've got heaps of other people who, if you really want to know who they are, go right ahead. You've got Joanna Page, who plays Elizabeth I. She does a really good job playing the Queen. I like her. You should play the Queen more often. Well, maybe a younger version of the Queen. She's really pretty. Paul Casey played one of the Zygons. There was 2 Zygons and one guy did the voice. Nicholas Briggs did the voice of the Daleks and the Zygons. Yes, the Daleks made an appearance because they got blown up and then they got pushed to a picture which smashed some glass because it's technically a 3D picture, which the Time Lord's made because apparently everything's bigger on the inside. Make sense? Let's see. Yeah, you got a few other people, like I said, they're more like Dalek 1, Dalek 2, Zygon 1, Time Lord Soldier 1, Time Lord Soldier 2. You know, if you really want to know who they are, congratulations, go ahead and find them. Can I just say, besides the film, I was a bit iffy. I really was excited about the movie to come out, and I was like, yes, it's going to be super awesome. I saw it, and I was like, some parts are really funny, some parts are really awesome, but the rest of it's just really boring. I didn't get it. Is that really sad to admit? I loved it, but I just didn't understand it. I was like, okay, so you've got 3 doctors, but then you've got 13 doctors, and then now you've got 1 companion who's being Bad Wolf, who's supposed to be a companion but isn't a companion. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna, when I watch it again tonight, I'm gonna go, okay, now this time I don't have a bunch of screaming fans in the background and I don't have a bunch of people talking over it, so I can maybe understand it a bit more than I should have. Because almost every scene someone was either talking, screaming or clapping. And when the movie finished we all started cheering. Yeah, it's a movie and you guys can't hear us, but we were cheering! We were like, yay! Yeah. It was really cool. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go see it in the cinemas, then go ahead. I know it's in Australia, well, the cinema I went to was only there for 2 days. Today, which is Sunday, and tomorrow, which is Monday. And then it's on tonight, on Sunday, and then tomorrow, Monday, on TV. So, I mean, it's up to you whether you want to see it at cinemas or not, but I don't recommend you do because it's not really 3D. I was told it was in 3D. There was only 3 scenes that were in 3D. And that's a scene where they all reached out their Sonics and it looked really awesome. And there was a scene where Gallifrey was in that battle and Ash and lasers and all that were getting thrown at you. That was really cool. But other than that, it wasn't that much in 3D. It's probably just nicer to watch it on TV. So it did feel like I was closer to the thing and felt like a live audience and everything, so it was pretty cool. Now I'm not going to tell you not to watch Doctor Who because that's not my job, because I like Doctor Who and I'm not going to put it down. But, you know, up to you whether you watch it in cinemas or on TV. But whatever, cinemas makes you feel like you're actually there and it feels nicer. So watch it at cinemas. What I'm saying? Too hot to care. Sorry. So I don't know what to say. So can I just say thank you? Not only to the fans, I mean I'm a fan as well, and I'm not even famous, but whatever, but to the people who had the first idea of Doctor Who, thank you. For myself and for many other fans, we thank you, because without your start in the 60s, we wouldn't be watching you guys today. And thank you to those who keep the show still running, because, you know, without a forever running show, we would just be lost and be going, we want more Doctor Who, give us more Doctor Who. And we'd be making really lame stuff and then sobbing because we can't watch it. And then we would be like, I love reruns. So thank you everyone at Doctor Who, the actors, the people who work behind the scenes, the cameraman, the dude who just makes lunch for everyone, the writers, the directors, everyone across the past 50 years of Doctor Who. I thank you for being super amazing. I thank you for making really awesome television, even though I haven't seen all the Doctor Who episodes. And I thank you for being like a part of almost everyone's life, and my life for the past several years. So, you know, I guess Doctor Who does teach you an important lesson, and that everyone's important no matter what, and it doesn't matter what's wrong with you, you are still important, and don't let anyone judge you on that. So I think the Doctor, I mean, if the Doctor was a real person, which he is, so don't tell me otherwise, he would make a really great role model, and I can't wait for another 50 years. I hope I'm still around in 50 years. I should be. So I can't wait for another 50 years. Bring on the 100th anniversary. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna go from one Whovian to another. Bye!